The question stem for this question reads, which one of the following propositions is best illustrated by the passage? So while it doesn't really neatly fit into any of our pre-existing logical reasoning categories, it's kind of like a most strongly supported question. To choose an answer choice here, you have to be able to back it up by saying, it's because of this stuff up here that I'm choosing this. So the support derives from the stimulus flows into the answer choices. So in that sense, it's like most strongly supported. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is not really different from other logical reasoning questions. Let's read the stimulus. It says Jablonski, who owns a car dealership, and she has donated cars to driver education programs at area schools for 5 years. Oh, that's very nice of her. She found the statistics on car accidents to be disturbing, and she wanted to do something to encourage better driving in young drivers. Okay, that's why. So it goes into motivation. Second sentence tells us why does she do it? Is it for the tax break? No, it's because she, wanted to help her community. And some members of the community have shown their support for this action by purchasing cars from Jablonski's dealership. Well, that's really good. Right? So she does something nice for community does something nice back to her. So we need this thing to be an illustration of some general principle of which this is supposed to be a particular example. So while this is not a really hard question, it's actually incredibly illustrative for the way the LSAT understands certain words and keywords that make or break answer choices. A says the only way to reduce accidents wrong. Right? At this point, nothing here tells you what the only way to reduce accidents. What is through driver education program? We don't even know if this driver education program worked to reduce accidents. So we don't even know if one way to reduce accidents is through driver education program. Not to mention the only way, right? So it's very, very wrong. Did this work, right? We don't really know. B says altruist actions sometimes have positive consequences to those who perform them. And this is great. See, the couple of key here sometimes is key, right? If it has that altruistic actions always have positive consequences, then we don't know, right? This is just one instance of an altruistic action which had a positive consequence for the person who performed them. Jablonski, namely. So here the other key is the idea of LSAT really cares about whether you can take general phrases and pin them down to specific things. Like, for example, altruistic actions. What are they talking about? Like feeding baby, orphan, abandoned pandas, or like helping the homeless out to find shelter and food. No, right? See, here the altruist action is Jablonski donating cars to her community, right? That's the altruist action. You got to be able to pin it down. And the positive consequences is what? The fact that the community is purchasing cars now from her. Right, for those who perform them, well, those refers to Jablonski. Right, so this ability to do referential phrasing, while in this question is very easy, this is a lesson that carries forward into other very difficult questions. So he says young drivers are the group most likely to benefit from driver education program, and it's wrong because it says most likely. We just don't know. Jablonski obviously thinks that young drivers can benefit from this. So, are they the one? We don't even know if Jablonski thinks that they're the ones that can most benefit or most likely to benefit from. I don't know. Maybe she thinks that old drivers are more likely to benefit, but for one reason or another, she doesn't want to donate to old drivers. D says it's usually in one's best interest to perform actions that benefit others. Usually, see, contrast this with the answer choice B. If this had said it is sometimes in one's interest to perform actions, I would drop the best because it's hard to support too. It's sometimes in one's interest to perform actions that benefit others. Yeah, then this passage does illustrate that principle. For Jablonski, it was in her interest to perform actions that benefited others. E says an action must have brought community support to be successful, and we just don't know. First of all, we don't even know if this action was successful. Did it reduce accident statistics? Right? We don't know. It did have community support, sure, but we don't know if it's successful. Also, we don't know if it must. Without community support, could this still have been successful? Sure, yeah, probably. I don't know, right? Or maybe I should say. But anyway, it doesn't illustrate it.